Hey guys, welcome back to the girls' room. It's Ashley.
And Rachel.
And Victoria.
It's been a while, but we're so happy to be back, and we're happy to have Rachel back because she's back from all her travels.
I am. I will be still for a while.
That's great
long
news for
while.
the girls' room because she has been requested and she's here.
I'm here. Victoria's here.
It's a party. Three's a party.
It is.
Three's a crowd that I love.
Yep, we're having a great time. But there's some pretty heavy topics that we're going to be discussing today that I think need to be talked about, even if it's just giving you the facts, because I've been that person that doesn't do my research and really just lives my life day by day without really any regard to what's going on with the government. But I think that this is very much important, and I will let y'all take over. Did any of that make sense?
What are we talking about?
Did any of that make sense?
What are we talking about?
We're talking about. What are we talking about?
Women's rights.
Yes, I think we should just rip the Band-Aid off, get right to it. We won't spend a lot of time on this, but it's of the utmost importance that we start the show off with saying this much right now, and that is that it is absolutely urgent. Like Ashley said, like it's easy for us to go day in and day out kind of not paying attention on what's going on until it's Handmaid's Tale in real life, and that's where we're at right now.
I do agree with that. Yeah, it's pretty scary times. I feel like as women, especially, we fought so hard. There were times we weren't allowed to read. You couldn't buy a house without a man. Like you couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like we've come so far to have freedom taken away from us. We got to fight this for sure.
I did see something because they do like double back when they get a lot of backlash on the situation, which they have in the last couple of days, because this document was leaked, correct, by the Supreme Court. Well, the Supreme Court didn't do it, but someone released the information that they were going to try and overturn this Roe versus Wade, correct?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so
objection hearsay.
So that's what happened. That's how like we all found out about it before we were supposed to, because it was leaked. But they are now saying that all it's doing is granting states access to make the decision themselves.
Yeah.
So Louisiana is a Republican state. And I think they plan to.
Oh, yeah. From what I've read, regardless if it overturns or not, they're still trying to push it here.
Right.
So
they always have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think even like taking a step backwards and saying, Democrat, Republican, none of that matters. Even everyone's kind of on board right now saying, wait a minute. Do you understand the ramifications that come with this verbiage that they're using? It spills into everything, no matter what your belief system is, including things like IVF, voting rights, things like that, like everything that you say could never happen until it does.
Yeah.
So we're going to provide resources on as a post on Instagram. And we urge everyone to do their own due diligence and to fight this as much as they feel led to and called to, which for us is a lot.
Do anyone want to add anything?
I have a lot to say, but
she has a lot to say.
I do, but I am going to save it for Instagram. I'll have a lot of information on there for you guys.
Okay.
Thank you, Rachel.
Of course.
So along with that happening, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I've always been a huge advocate about mental health awareness. I've always been very open about my struggles with anxiety the most, and as of lately, depression. It's like they don't discriminate. Anyone can have it, and even people that you don't know could be struggling with it. So that's why I'm very open about it, and will be available to anyone that needs someone to talk to. So that's all I need to say about that. But there have been a lot of things in current events about just young teens committing suicide, and I feel like that can be prevented in a way. Just I like to feel like I'm not alone, so I'm sure there's some things that we could do. So
Yeah. I
that's
think awareness is a huge step. So
mhm. It is a real thing. I've had people try and tell me that it's a mental game with yourself, and as much as I would love to believe that, I know that that is not true.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with outside circumstances as well. Like we're all kind of living in times that I don't think any of us imagined we would face. Never in my life did I think we would be going through like a pandemic and then everything else that has followed. It's kind of like none of us have caught a break. So we're expected to just continue on with like our daily lives while everything around us is changing.
Mhm.
And you know, we have social media to where we're seeing more sides of everything. We're seeing everybody's input rather than, you know, back in the day, everything was just on the news. Everybody kind of got like the same information. And we're kind of seeing like the world going through all these traumatic things. And a lot of it is leading to mental health problems.
yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think like step number one in anything, if we could say this much, is there's no release the stigma against therapy, against medication, um against anything. I'm celebrating literally today the birthday of the guy I loved who committed suicide, a year and a month to the day, and so it's very real, and it's hard, and
And
it affects
sometimes there's no
everyone.
signs at all of the struggle that people face daily.
Yeah.
Daily. Like I thought I dealt with it. Well, I thought I had it bad before, and then I really got it bad. So like I really, 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 really did. So it really it
Laugh so you don't cry. We're not laughing at her, I promise.
No.
Um yeah, and I think it's really special that you share that with
Mhm.
the whole world. So thank you for that, cuz I know
Well,
it's
because I
not.
truly know that everyone has dealt with it in some way. And if you didn't, then bless you.
You know,
Cause
one time, this was years ago, I was talking to this guy, and I don't know if you remember this, but at the time I was on anxiety
mhm.
medication, and he ended up telling me, he was like, "Oh, his dad's a lawyer," and he was like, "My dad always told me like if somebody's on medication, like not to like mess around with them, because they're." I'm like, "What?" When somebody's
His dad
taking
was a
account,
lawyer.
yeah,
His
and
dad was
like
on cocaine.
it probably
Mhm.
so, but it's
So,
like the fact that, like you said, there is like a stigma, like
I feel
it's
like it's
not people's
mostly
fault.
men though. Narcissistic
I
men.
agree with that.
Like I have keep going.
No, you go.
No, you go.
No, I don't see what is the problem with anyone trying to get help with something chemically that is going on in their body that most likely isn't a result in anything that they've done. It's more likely things that that have happened to them that have traumatized them and put them in this state of mind. And you know how I feel about medication, like I think it's great. You know, it's definitely a fix whenever you kind of have no other outlet to go
Mhm.
to.
Mhm.
Um, but I would like to see a world in the future to where it's not relied so much on pharmaceuticals, and we can get down to like the root causes of trauma and why our brains are wired this way and how we can fix it naturally. Like that's going to take a lot of work.
Well, you know
But
what I was thinking the other day? Um, mental health. What do you think of when you think of mental health? You think of depression and anxiety, right?
mhm,
But there's also schizophrenia,
right.
which is a real thing.
Mhm.
And how do you explain schizophrenia? How do you treat schizophrenia if it's not with medication? Meaning meaning anxiety and depression can also be treated with
Mhm.
medication because of, you know, whatever's going on in your brain
Yeah.
with, receptors not doing what they're supposed to be doing, whether that be because you've spent 2 months in your house and have gotten no vitamin D, that
Yeah.
could be the thing.
mhm.
Um, but it is a real thing as well as schizophrenia being a real thing,
Right.
Yeah.
meaning don't be scared to medicate because it's real.
Of
These
course.
schizophrenic people, I saw one today
Yeah.
on my way home from work. She was in the street, not wearing any shoes, just yelling and screaming at
Mhm.
someone. But I didn't see who they were screaming at.
Yeah.
Like this is the real epidemic.
I agree.
So, and that woman probably lives in her head. It feels like torture.
Yeah.
So, and that's how
Personal
it feels
hell.
for me sometimes too. But
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
compare with that. That is a
Yeah.
real struggle. Which depression and anxiety is also,
Right.
but just a different kind.
Yeah.
So
I think, and then like kind of bouncing off of what you said, Rachel, about like other ways too. Like obviously, most important, go ahead, get to a doctor, figure
Yeah.
out as much as you can first and foremost. But also, like for me, there's an app that's not sponsored. I mean, unless they want to holla at us, but Bloom, it's a CBT based app, and it's on like cognitive behavioral therapy, and it's about deep breathing. It's about asking the questions to rewire your brain.
I tried signing up for that, and it was $5.99 a month, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I paid for the
mental
year.
health. Mental health.
We're drinking $10 daiquiris right now.
Right.
You guys.
No, I definitely think
medicating.
Our healthcare is fucked up.
Yeah.
Right. Like things like that. I think I get people need to make money, but I feel like people shouldn't be having to struggle as much with figuring out how they're going to afford it. Like if somebody's trying to go to a rehab and it's, you know, $17,000 and somebody's trying to save their life. It's things like that that I'm just saying I feel like if we're going to have a government that is going to be, you know, in say of
our bodies.
Exactly. They should be more concerned about things like that. If somebody wants to save their life and somebody's trying to get help, it should be more accessible.
Agreed.
And then let's think about like systemically, if there's more humans on the planet right now that they can force labor on.
Well, there's going to be.
Okay, all right, hold on. Going back to
not to go down a rabbit hole, but here's a rabbit hole.
So that is basically what all of this Roe versus Wade is stemming from, right? We are right now at a 0.1% of reproduction, and during the pandemic they thought we were going to have another baby boom, right? Because people were home, but what happened is it was the complete opposite. And so what they're worried about is they're not going to have enough taxpayers to keep their system going because we've never had this low of a number of people who
not
are having kids.
Like to put it frankly, you're sitting with 3 women of prime reproductive ages who all have 1 child by choice.
Yes.
So strangely enough, all sons.
Yeah.
But I think that's something interesting because our parents.
The laugh you just did reminded me.
What laugh?
Which one?
The one you just did.
What did I do?
You were, you know, it's like, what's your favorite curse word? Probably fuck.
Probably fuck. Probably fuck.
Well, we won't be doing much of that if this does happen. I know I will probably take an oath of abstinence if it does turn to that. Bitch, don't look at me like that. I know I like to have my fun, but like I literally could not afford or even handle with what is going on another kid.
No,
I could not.
Oh my God.
There's no way. I couldn't do it. So if this is passed, right now I would encourage, even before, if you can, I would stock up on emergency contraceptives in case if you need it or somebody you know needs it before it may not be available anymore, and invest in a nice vibrator, ladies.
So when I was doing my research on all of this, I came across the complete opposite. I came across a pro-life post, and it said, keep using rapist and disabled pregnancies or something to support your decision to like. I know.
I'm about to go off.
Who at me?
Are you saying they're saying that that's not an excuse?
They're saying that people are using that as an excuse to have unprotected sex and abort their babies.
But rape is a real fucking issue we have to deal with. Like, it's something that every woman has to be
aware,
cognitive about in their daily lives. Literally. It's a real thing.
So,
it took me a while. I wanted to get the
move from that aspect of it and go continue on into pop culture. Johnny Depp, Amber Heard.
Amber Turd.
Amber
just
Turd in
kidding.
the bed.
It's not funny.
I'm abstaining from cream pies until further notice.
Wait, are we going back to that
No, we're
conversation?
not. But because I'm looking her in the eyes and she said she's going to abstain from sex until we figure something out. I too ASMR freak. I will help as well.
Help with what?
Yeah.
Are you gonna join my pact?
No, but no more CPEs.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, absolutely not.
That's
Absolutely
terrifying. That's terrifying.
No more CPEs.
That too. Like, imagine like meeting someone you really,
Want to share that moment?
want to bake with.
I like that.
I really might want to bake with this person, but I can't because
Yeah.
Plan Bs are illegal.
I mean, like I would bake with Johnny Depp, but
Yes.
if that's what you're asking.
So, are y'all watching that?
I haven't
like,
kept up with it in the last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did see some
Thoughts?
I
mean,
I
fuck
definitely
her.
THOTS.
Okay, I can, from my own opinion, just watching her face the entire time, it just seems like a show.
It was
and
so
complete
cringy.
bullshit. I never know whenever it comes to media things, like what's real and what's not. Like in the back of my mind, I'm always like, oh, this could be staged. So I try not to get like too invested.
On top of the fact they're freaking actors. It's
exactly.
Okay.
But with all of that said, I do definitely feel like I feel like he's in the right. I don't care how crazy he is. I admire his insanity and
It's
this
an
like
art.
mad
It
genius.
is.
You know what I'm saying? But I can tell.
So I believe
he's the
him because
victim
he
of it.
hasn't backed down.
Right.
And when you're trying to protect your name,
Right.
you want to punish the person who is
Right.
talking so much shit about you.
Yeah.
He already lost.
I know. In the UK.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because they weren't able to use some of the evidence.
Right.
So he wasn't backing down. Like, bring her to you.
Yeah.
I have
her
like
here.
2 core thoughts on this. Number 1 is being that like I will always first side with the victim first. So this was a challenging moment because Amber was the first one to come out with allegations.
Right.
Upon deeper research, I don't believe she is the victim.
Right.
I actually believe he's the victim. So I don't like to victim blame, especially against women, but I don't think she's the victim.
No.
I think they're both held to a degree and standard that they both were very toxic for each other.
Yeah.
Like, let's
Yeah,
not
no,
get it
They
twisted.
just did not bring out the best in each
No.
other. They weren't
Right.
each other's person. Like, there is someone who will bring out the best in probably both of them.
Yeah.
But they weren't the ones.
Unless she's a sociopath, which I'm leaning towards lately.
Yeah.
And then second is that I come from a different angle with this just because my son's an actor and I've heard this all his life growing up. Anytime he would be sad or show emotion or anything, people would like automatically be like, "Oh, you're crying about this because you're an actor. You're trained to be sad right now. You're giving us a show." So I also wanted to be like very neutral in watching this theater unfold, which is what our justice system is, obvi. But watching that, oh my gosh, y'all, how is it not entertaining? No one wins in this because it's just for him to have like a platform to be able to finally speak. But he won't win, quote unquote. Like there's nothing to
it's
win
already
in
been
this.
done.
Exactly.
So did y'all hear about Dior? I'm sure y'all did. How you heard about what she said. Why would Dior want to work with you? You're an old fat man and you have no style. Something along those lines.
Me talking to my boyfriend every day.
Girl, y'all gonna end up in court.
Yeah.
Like,
okay,
fat ass head.
Take it back. This could be used against you.
Right.
Whatever. So a bunch of people dropped him, like Pirates of the Caribbean dropped him. What else? Like everything he was working, every project dropped him except for Dior. So Dior Sauvage, the cologne, like the sales have skyrocketed the last month, which it was already popular for like the thotty boys.
Yeah, like every
Remember the
thought
Dior
boy
Sauvage?
I've ever been into wore Sauvage.
I've kind of steered away from this.
Yeah, I've definitely. but also
It's a nice smell, though.
it is.
It is. But every man smells like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, another one.
Another
one.
Well, all this deep talk about the justice system and what will prevail, like we kind of started the episode off with, we've all been kind of on hiatus for a little while, but now we're back in action. You guys can definitely expect some consistency with us, but let's let everybody know, what are we excited about right now?
I'm just excited to be back here. I kind of like lost the drive to be here, and I'm glad that I'm slowly finding it. And you guys help obviously, because sitting here with you guys and just talking about what we would normally be talking about, I'm happy to be here. That's what makes me happy.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I'm happy my identity crisis is almost done with. That's what I've been
Okay.
dealing with throughout this time. But yeah, I'm definitely kind of excited to be more grounded. And, we have worked hard in getting this started. And I feel like we're all in a more comfortable place now to go forward with it. I don't know. I'm ready to bring the ladies together, especially in these times.
Yeah, for sure. Right now, I'm working on kind of a secret project that won't bring up this episode, that I'm very, very excited about. And then I don't know if this is excitement, but like I'm back, moving my body a lot and kind of like releasing trauma physically from my body and making that like priority right now. So I'm really excited about the summer for that. The summer in general brings out the best in me for sure. The sun. And also, I don't know if this is something I'm excited about, but it's definitely something that's like terrifying, is that my son has a girlfriend.
I saw that.
Wait,
I'm
so they're
terrified for that
officially
moment.
dating now?
He asked her out properly, like a
how was
Southern
it
gentleman.
done?
So first off, he was like, "Mom, can we go to the movies with his teacher?" And his teacher is the guardian of the girl.
Cool.
And the girl is lovely. She's amazing. I've met her a few times because she is the singer in his band. And when I first saw them perform, I'm like, how come
That's
you've never
cute.
talked about how freaking precious this girl
So
is?
how does band start?
So at their school, they got together and kind of brought a band together. So it was like a whole kind of like rock band after school activity first.
That's so cute, considering
know.
he's not even a freshman yet, right?
Right, next year. Yeah.
The drive of him.
He is a creative through and through.
That's amazing.
What's his sign?
He is a Virgo sun.
Okay.
Yeah. So Virgo sun, Libra rising.
Wait, that's me too.
Yeah?
I'm a Virgo sun with the Libra rising and Aquarius moon.
I can't think of his moon off the top of my head, but I'll have to look at it.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
that's
my
cute.
exact chart, except for the.
I would actually say that makes a lot of sense. Y'all are pretty similar.
Really?
Personality wise. Yeah.
Start a band.
Yeah. Start a band. Time to shine.
If I could mash up.
So
so this is like a whole new world I'm
Right.
entering.
I know. I am literally
new
like
season of life.
terrified for that day.
It's
so I
weird.
need you to just give me updates on how everything goes.
He apparently got really nervous and then was like, "I'm sure you know what I'm about to wanting to ask." And she was like a bad bitch was like,
She forced it out of him.
Yes.
Yep.
And I was like, I love her.
Yeah.
Was like, no, I have no idea what you're trying to say. She knew. And I love that.
I do the same thing. though.
Good.
I will force men to communicate.
As you should.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
No,
Explain.
explain. Use
And
your
then
words.
I have stopped not saying what I'm thinking. Like, for example, I was texting this guy, and I've never experienced this before. He's a little bit younger than me, and I saw that he had turned his notifications off. Like, it says it on your text.
Oh, yeah.
Like, notifications are off. So I was like, I asked my friend, I'm like, why would this person have the notifications off? It was like 9 a.m. And she was like, to make you wonder why they're off. And I was like, well, I'm not going to wonder. I'm going to straight up bring it up. So I was like, cute how you have your notifications turned off. And he was like, I do it for work, so it's better that way, which I agree. Like, no distractions, but
I love that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
instead of wondering, I just straight up
Yeah. You're
made
stepping
him
into that
aware.
like
Is it because I'm too masculine? My masculine
divine
energy.
feminine.
okay, so I will say I don't think that's masculine energy.
Okay.
I think that you're stepping into like maturity in dating.
Maybe because I'm like I'm not gonna wonder. Like I'm not playing these games.
Right.
Yeah.
I genuinely just want to like,
Yeah.
and it was innocent. Like that probably is
Right.
true. Like what's he gonna be doing at 9
And now
a.m.?
you don't have to make up a story in your head because you asked him and he gave an answer. Now, if he's lying, that's on him. But at least you're not sitting there thinking like, what could it have possibly been?
Yeah, and it
On a
honestly
loop.
doesn't even matter.
Right.
Like I don't care. I just turned
him listening to this right now.
That's great.
Yeah,
I think we should be more transparent and ask questions and speak our mind whenever we feel like we need to.
Like
If you're gonna have any sort of relationship with anyone, it doesn't matter if it's a parent,
just ask questions.
anyone. Yeah.
Why
if
did you
if
do
have
that?
some- yeah.
Why do you do that? What are you thinking? I want to know. Like
Mhm.
Right.
I
Yeah,
want to know your thought
communication.
process.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of assuming. So, I guess my last question for you guys is what's new in the dating scene for y'all? And now y'all know about Trace's girlfriend. What's going on with you guys?
Absolutely nothing.
Are you wanting to date or are you just vibing?
I'm
Solo
vibing
dolo.
right now. I'm kind of very focused on other things right now, and I feel like intimacy would throw it off for me at the moment. So yeah.
As far as for me, I'm not going out like looking for anything, but if something were to find me and I felt a connection, I'm not going to turn it away. But I do feel like I am not necessarily the person I want to be with in like I'm not the person I want to be, period,
Yeah.
to give to someone.
Right.
I don't believe I could give 100% to anyone right now, but I'm saying that right now, but that could change. Like it just takes one person.
Yeah.
Literally.
To meet you where you're at.
Yeah.
You know?
It truly takes one person. I mean, like one moment, one like odd coincidence. And tomorrow technically makes 1 year with Natty G.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But like I said, you guys, 1 year ago today, I was crying drunk at a Taco Tuesday, crying over my dead boyfriend. And my friends at the table made me a Bumble as a joke and swiped right on him. Like,
I remember that.
I'm apologizing to him because I'm like, I was fucked up talking to you. Like, who knows
But
what I
that was your
said.
best. That was probably the funniest you. You're amazing. So when you like are truly yourself,
Yeah.
you're giving them your best part of you. How can they not like you?
Right.
That's
So who
why I'm like
knows?
I'm really comfortable on text. I feel like if I get in the groove of texting, I'm
Mhm.
either really good at it or I suck at it. And that'll tell you
everything's amazing unless it's not.
Right.
Well, I mean that's stupid. What I mean by that is like if I'm texting you and I'm putting effort, it's because I'm reciprocating your energy, I guess.
Right.
But anyway, I don't know where I was getting with. Oh, when I am truly myself, I feel better and more comfortable around them because
Yeah.
I've already shown them how weird I am. I've already shown them my thoughts. It can't get any worse. So like I'm not pretending to be anyone that I'm not anymore.
That's
what they see is
bingo.
what they get at this point.
That's so true. I have a younger girl. She's like maybe 22, just turned 22, I think. Just started working with me. And I said, "Show me your Hinge." And she showed me her profile and she was like, "I deleted this video cuz like I didn't want to be like too much." She showed me the video. She's freaking adorable and she's like drunk eating a big chicken stick.
Love
okay.
that.
Love that.
And she's like, but this, like, she had mentioned earlier in the day, like, I want to find somebody like I could be like completely myself with.
Right.
I'm silly and like I feel like I can never show that part of myself. And I was like, this is it. Like, you
Yeah.
will attract the guys that you want to be around by having something like that on there because you're freaking funny and adorable, you know?
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like I am the clumsiest person you will literally ever meet.
You are.
On top of
It's
being
funny,
clumsy,
though.
I'm also very awkward.
No.
So add clumsy and awkward, and you get me.
1 + 1 = 2.
So a lot of people are always shocked by that, though. Like I'll always try and be not that person. Like,
But then it's inevitable. It's
eventually,
gonna happen.
Eventually. So I hope they like clumsy. I'm telling y'all now, whoever's listening, I am clumsy and awkward.
Yeah.
And she looks like a supermodel.
No, I do not.
You're so beautiful.
I look like never
Walk
mind. I'm not gonna
like
say
an
anything.
angel.
Talk like an
Yeah, I wish.
Do y'all want to go get tacos?
We did that yesterday, but I'd
No.
be down to get something.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Well, we'll leave you with this. You guys, thanks so much for listening in. Please go follow us on Instagram and immediately look at the urgent message we're putting
Immediately.
right now. Cash at me right now.
Cash at me.
On that note, this episode was produced by Boo Crew Media. We're so thankful for you guys. Thank you for taking us in after several breakdowns and just mental health
Anguish. Y'all
Yeah.
still believed in us.
Yes.
Here we are.
Y'all still love us. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Later.
Peace.